Good evening and welcome to the Communication Department's Honors Convocation for Fall 2009. My name is Ron Smith. I'm chair of the Communication Department. And before we begin tonight, I would like to thank the presence of all of you and also to acknowledge the presence of a couple honored guests. Dean Ben Christie of the School of Arts and Humanities, Associate Dean and still a member of the Communication faculty, Carrie Sanger, also of the School of Arts and Humanities. Our communication faculty are gathered here. I invite you to wave to the crowd as I call your names. Bruce Brisky, Marion Deutschman, Paul DeWald, Anne-Marie Franzik, Meg Knowles, Ann Liao, Joe Marin, Tom McCrae, Ron Rabin, Bill Raffle, Lou Rera, Deb Silverman, and Mike Igo, as well as the professional staff associated with the department, Brian Milbrand and Nanette Tremont. We will introduce the award recipients later this evening. Tonight we celebrate student excellence, academic rigor, intellectual integrity. These are the qualities that embody the various elements of tonight's events: scholarship presentations, the induction of students into the Lambda Pi Eta National Honor Society, and the induction of an alumnus into the Communication Hall of Fame. These people, students as well as alumnus, are role models for all of our students. They are an indication of the professional excellence that we seek while people are students and as well as when they graduate. The department is proud to call these accomplishments our own. We often tell the students that you do a good job, we will take credit for it. You screw up, you're on your own. Tonight we are taking as much credit as a school and a faculty can take in the hard work and dedication and professional achievements of the people who have been associated with the department. I would like to first begin by presenting the Buffalo News Scholarship, which has been made possible through the years by the generosity of, not surprisingly, the Buffalo News. The award has been given in one form or another since 1991. The current scholarship was resurrected 3 years ago by publisher Stan Lipsey, consisting of two merit-based $1,000 awards. It is given each year to incoming freshman students. I am proud to introduce this year's Buffalo News Scholars, Lakeisha Ford and Lauren Kirschmeyer. Would you please come forward? Lakeisha is a journalism major from Brooklyn. Congratulations. Don't go away. You also have this. And Lauren is a communication studies major from West Seneca. And congratulations. I'd also like now at this point to adjust things just a little bit. We are here tonight to celebrate the students who meet the high standards of the college's Rosci chapter of Lambda Pi Eta National Communication Honor Society. Founded in 1985, Lambda Pi Eta is a member of the Association of College Honor Societies. It became a member of the National Communication Association in 1988 and was named the official honor society of the organization in 1995. Buffalo State chapter was chartered in the year 2005 as the 400th chapter worldwide. To be eligible for membership, students must have an overall GPA of 3.0 with at least 60 credit hours completed. They also must have a major GPA of 3.25 and must have completed at least 12 credits in COM or SPC, our courses here in the department that have been taken here at Buffalo State. Here are the stated purposes of the Honor Society: to foster, recognize, and reward outstanding student achievement, to stimulate interest in the field of communication, to provide an opportunity to discuss and exchange ideas in the field of communication, to promote and encourage professional development among communication majors, to establish and maintain close relationships and mutual understanding between faculty and students, and to explore options for further graduate study. At this time, I would like to invite three people to the podium. Ann Liao, who is faculty advisor to the campus chapter, the Honor Society chapter president, Phil Weiss, and the vice president, Cynthia Pinashevitz. If you would come forward and induct people into the Hall of the Communication Honors Society.
All right, first of all, I would like to welcome you to the Lambda Pi Eta induction ceremony. The name is represented by actually three Greek letters, Lambda Pi Eta. They represented Aristotle's three modes of persuasion, logos meaning logic, pathos relating to emotion, and ethos defined as character, credibility, and ethics. And the candle lighting ceremony will describe each of the three letters. The first candle symbolizes the first mode of persuasion, logos, logic. In all aspects of scholarship and its application in our everyday life, logic plays a major role in deliberation, decision-making, and problem-solving.
Pathos, or emotional appeal, is the second symbol of our organization's title. It encompasses a driving force that makes our organization vital and effective. Sorry.
The last mode of persuasion is ethos, or character, credibility, and ethics. Aristotle sees credibility as a primary means of effecting change in society and in one's life. Thus, it is appropriate that ethos is a major symbol of Lambda Pi Eta.
Light it from the
candle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
just
light
to
the
see
match.
from the candle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Trick candles.
As I call your name, students, please come forward and receive your certificate of membership and a gift from the department. Jennifer Ipira. Keith Webb. Megan Latshaw. Congratulations. Shannon Latshaw. Congratulations. Angela Hayna.
No, you did good.
Very good. Samantha Nephew. Congratulations. Mahogany Price. Congratulations.
Thank you.
John DeVolio. Daniela Rivera. Congratulations for filling your name. Sumitra Toe. Congratulations. John Patrici. Congratulations. And I think the rest of the names are in absentia unless somebody snuck in and didn't sign the sheet. Have I missed anybody? Then let me give you the other names. Andrew Jarzik, Amanda Griffith, Brandon Koch, Sandra Parker, Shrell Kwarzik, Paul Oljak, Marissa Stubbs, and Sandra Perrin. These are the names that the faculty have put forth as students in the department meeting the eligibility requirements. I would like to give them all a great round of applause. I would like to also call all of them back because we have one more part of the ceremony that we need to take care of, and we let you out too soon. Back. As newly inducted members of Lambda Pi Eta, do you accept the challenge to maintain the high academic and leadership standards set forth by the organization and to serve as examples for the achievement of excellence in the field of communication? And do you promise to work toward the achievement of the purposes and goals that are set down by the national organization of Lambda Pi Eta? If you do, please say, I do. I do. I now present to you the newly inducted members of the Rho Psi chapter of Lambda Pi Eta for the 2009-2010 academic year. Please welcome them. Thank you. Now you may go back and sit. We also have a brand new scholarship for our communications students through the generosity of Dr. Julia Paquette. Dr. Paquette is with us, and would you bring her forward, please? Dr. Paquette is a former chair and professor of the Speech and Theater Arts Department, the forerunner of our present-day communication department. She was instrumental in adding television and radio production to the program and helped oversee its transformation in 1977 into the Journalism, Broadcasting, and Speech Department. She chaired the department from 1981 to 1984, retiring in 1987. Dr. Paquette has remained active with the college as a member of the Emeriti faculty. Her dedication to the communication department and to the college was recognized many times over, but particularly in this department in the year 2000 when the department awarded her its Hall of Fame Special Department Award for Lifetime Dedication. Her picture hangs in our gallery in Bishop Hall. Her dedication continues tonight as we thank her for her generosity in providing an endowed scholarship that will help students forever, or as the contract reads, in perpetuity. I'd like to personally and professionally, on behalf of all of us, thank Dr. Paquette for her wonderful generosity. And now, I am pleased to present this $1,000 communications scholarship to the first Paquette Scholar ever. He is John DeVolio, a media production student from Buffalo. John surpassed the minimum requirements set for this scholarship, which calls for students to have at least a 3.7 GPA. John passed that. He also had to present a speech to the faculty selection committee. John is working on television production this semester involving communication and television film art students, sort of a Saturday Night Live style, I guess is the way he explains it. He hopes to go on to the field of television production with maybe a little bit of stand-up comedy built into it. John is a superb role model for all of our students and a wonderful recipient for the first Piquette Scholar. I invite John DeVolio to come forward again. Congratulations. You get this. Thank you. Thank you. I won't. Now, it is fitting to move this ceremony as part of the Communication Hall of Fame. Since 1999, 12 members of the college alumni have been inducted into our Departmental Hall of Fame. Tonight, we're working on lucky number 13. The Hall of Fame celebrates the demonstrated achievements of our alumni, which we hold as benchmarks for their professionalism as well as role models for our students. I'd like to call forward tonight Meg Knowles, who is the chair of our Student Enrichment Committee, and Don DePerro, who she will be talking about.
Good evening. I'm going to introduce Don DePerro to you. A former editor of Buffalo State's student newspaper, The Record, and a member of Who's Who in American colleges and universities, Hall of Fame inductee Don DePerro began his career at the Niagara Falls Gazette before joining American City Business Journals in 1984. He was part of the startup team for the company's weekly paper, Business First of Buffalo. 2 years later, Don was promoted to managing editor of the company's Charlotte, North Carolina paper, and 2 years after that, to editor. In 1991, he was named president and publisher of the Jacksonville Business Journal, where he served for nearly 5 years, assembling and leading a team that took a failing paper and developed into one of American City's most profitable small city business newspapers. Don was named president and publisher of Business First in Columbus in 1996, a post he's held since then. Named the U.S. Small Business Administration's Media Advocate of the Year for the state of Florida, Don has received 5 American City Eagle Awards for excellence as both an editor and publisher, the highest honor awarded to American City associates. He has served on the boards of Action for Children, the former Business Technology Center at The Ohio State University, now Tech Columbus, the Capital Club, the Columbus Foundation's Information and Marketing Committee, the Columbus Chamber of Commerce's Marketing Steering Committee.
You really have to read all this
stuff? Oh, yes. I'm almost done. And Leadership Columbus's Board and Executive Committee. We expect you to be very qualified.
I need a good build-up.
In 2005, Don served as General Chairman of the American Heart Association's Columbus Heart Walk. He also is the standing chairman of the Mid-Ohio Food Bank's annual fundraiser. Don and his wife, Leah, have 3 children and live in Dublin, Ohio.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank you,
Don.
Ron.
On
Thank you
behalf
very
of the
much.
department, I would like to do one of 2 versions of this. We keep one, you get the other.
Could you make the picture a little bigger, Ron?
And this.
Thank you so very much. Thank you very much. Ron, I can't thank you enough. Meg, thank you very much. Dr. Paquette, you formed this department while I was here from 77 through 81. And when I was here, it was the first time we actually got a course for the Record. We were all volunteers. We produced the paper twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays, and we were over there in Bishop Hall, I think, till midnight, pasting the paper up and typesetting it on an old IBM Selectrix and working all hours to get that paper out. And then we finally got a course in the journalism program for the Record, and it gave us reporters. So we didn't have to do all the writing and all the editing ourselves. And I think the paper went from about 8 pages to 12 to 16. We put out some 24 and 28-page papers, and we were on a roll. So thank you very much for all of your role in that. If you'll oblige me for just a few minutes, I want to introduce all of my family and friends who are here. And I'm going to try to move through quickly, but in the back row is Larry Costa and his wife Pam. Larry's one of my two greatest friends in the world and another Buffalo State graduate. And every time I come to Buffalo, Larry takes me to a Bills game. So how could you have a better friend than that? Next to him is my brother-in-law, Joe, and his wife, Linda. They put us up at their house in Wheatfield every time we come to visit. And God bless you guys for doing that and putting up with us. My mother's on the end, but I'll save her. My sister, Lucille, is here from New York City, and my sister, Jen. And they're surrounding next to my brother, Hank, my three siblings. Love you guys very much. Thanks so much for being here. Jen's husband, John Brummer. Hank's beautiful wife, Barb, here. Hank and Barb came all the way from New York City via Pennsylvania to be with us tonight, which we love. My beautiful wife, Leah, and my kids, Adam, who's a senior at Dublin Jerome High School in suburban Columbus, who's a captain on his varsity hockey team and gave up a game tonight in his senior year, the only four-year varsity hockey player, and he gave up a game to be here. My daughter, Amanda, who's a junior, who's a writer for The Verve, the student magazine, and a pretty darn good writer at The Verve. And Michael, our seventh grader, who plays football and baseball and causes a lot of trouble. My mother, Lucy, 86 years old. Mom, great to have you here. I'm going to, pardon me. I thought I'd be able to get through this, no problem at all. Our father passed away in April. 88 years old, Harry DePerro, great guy, huge Yankees fan, and definitely had something to do with that win a few weeks ago. I know once he got up there, there was no stopping the Yankees. This was going to be their year, and sure enough it was. So I'd like to dedicate this to my mother and father and my wife, Leah. All right, good. I'm smiling again. A little bit about Columbus Business First. We are a sister publication to Buffalo Business First. I just celebrated my 25th anniversary with the company. I'm only 29, so I don't know how the heck that happened, but the years really do sneak up on you. Celebrated my 25th anniversary on September 10th. Business First of Columbus celebrated its 25th year in publication on September 17th. We are weekly business newspapers. We're owned and published by a company in Charlotte, North Carolina. We own and publish 40 of these all over the country, and it's really a lot of fun. Back earlier this year, two of our reporters, and I've got to mention them, Brian Ball and Kevin Kemper, discovered that, of course, Columbus is the capital of Ohio. They discovered that the highest-ranking economic development official in the state, a gentleman by the name of Mark Barbash, he is the was the director of the Department of Development for the state of Ohio. He had fallen into arrears in his mortgage payments. He had fallen behind on his tax payments. And our reporters were the only guys who knew that. So, of course, we wrote a careful story. We interviewed Mark. He was great. He spoke to us all about it. Our paper publishes on a Friday, and it's distributed through the mail. Our paper came out, people got it in the mail about 10 a.m. on a Friday morning. And by 1 p.m., Mark had resigned his position. We still do very, very good journalism, and we're very proud of that. At a time when daily newspapers are faltering and struggling because of losing circulation and losing advertising revenue, these weekly business newspapers are still holding their own. We have 15 fine journalists in our newsroom, and we're very proud of the paper we turn on week in and week out. Now, when Ron when I asked Ron how long would I have to speak, he said 5 to 8 minutes. I said, Ron, I'm just warming up in 5 to 8 minutes. Are you kidding? But I did want to share with the honor students, and will all the honor students just raise their hands one more time? Please, raise your hands. Please give them another round of applause. Congratulations to all of you. But I thought if I were 20 years old again, I'm 51. What could I do if I, proverbially knew then what I know now? that might have helped me in launching my career and getting out into the business world. So if you bear with me for just a few minutes, I just want to get through a couple of things that I thought might be helpful to you. One of the things I would have done is something I learned about 15 years ago. I would have launched a personal board of directors. I would have picked out 3 or 4 mentors, people who could help me in all facets of not only my professional career, but also my life. Someone who maybe could have given me the big picture view. They like making analogy, maybe the 30,000-foot view, and maybe someone else who had a little more patience, because as you can probably tell, even at the age of 51, I haven't learned about patience. But if you have professors or relatives or people you know, whether they're in the business community or government, politics, whether they work for nonprofit organizations who you really admire, and you think maybe they can help me not only with my career, but also with in my personal life, becoming a better person, setting a high standard with ethics and morals. I'd strongly encourage you to pick up the phone over the next couple of weeks and tell these people that you're going to name them to your own personal board of directors, and you're going to rely on them in the next months and years for some advice and counsel. I would have also maybe made it a point to meet as many people as I could who are high achievers. And again, whether they be in politics or government or in the business world or in public service or nonprofits, who could have mentored me and taught me things. And I wouldn't have settled for B candidates. I would have really tried to make the most out of meeting the top flight people in their industry and in their world, in their profession, and what they did, and tried to learn as much as I could from them. I would have learned to like the things that I had to do. You know, oftentimes we take jobs and there are menial tasks or repetitive tasks or things that, you know, you kind of have to do, but you don't like them very much. Well, I would have worked harder at kind of learning to like the things that I had to do. I think it would have made the days gone faster and probably would have helped gotten me promoted from time to time a little bit more regularly. I mentioned my father passing in April. 3 months after that, our chairman and CEO, a wonderful man by the name of Ray Shaw, he was my mentor for over 20 years. He was the chairman of our company. He was in his barn on his farm in suburban Charlotte, North Carolina, and was rummaging around and got stung by a yellow jacket wasp and went into anaphylactic shock and passed away several hours later. It was a shock to all of us, 2,000 people in the company, and losing our leader at that time. But he was just a wonderful man. He was the chairman, he was the vice chairman and chief operating officer of Dow Jones and Company, and the president and publisher of the Wall Street Journal. Took early retirement and bought our company and ran our company for the past 20 years. Ray, when he promoted me from editor in Charlotte to publisher in Jacksonville, gave me this advice. He said, learn what you don't know as fast as you can. That's all he said to me. Learn what you don't know as fast as you can. And it was great advice. He wanted me to ramp up. You know, I'd been an editor, I'd worried about the front page and worried about the reporters and getting good stories in the paper, but I had to learn all about sales. I had to go out and start selling. I had to learn about circulation and production and meet with the printer regularly to make sure the quality of the publication was strong, and learn all the production end. And that was his only advice, and he sent me on his way. On my way. He was just a great mentor and a great man, and that was fabulous advice. I would have also, and this was very tough for me to do, I would have tried to learn sooner how to compromise, because almost everything in life is some sort of negotiation, and even though you may think you win, there are various degrees to winning and losing in almost every compromise you make. Learning how to negotiate, learning how to compromise, whether it's with your superiors, whether it's with your subordinates, whether it's with family members or friends, there's a fine art to it. And I think I could have probably saved myself some grief and aggravation had I learned properly the fine art of compromising. Also, in negotiations, something that took me a long time to learn was to remove the emotion from the decision-making process. Don't involve your emotions. It's business, and keep it business. Our emotions cloud our judgment, and oftentimes when we involve emotion, we become very selfish about the decision-making process, and then we end up not doing as well as we should. So I'd strongly encourage you all to keep it business, make it business, and keep it business. And when you negotiate or when you're working with someone, make sure you leave their dignity intact. Learning how to win properly also helps. And if you lose, learn the lesson from losing. It's not bad. Losing helps keep us humble, and my wife will be the first to tell you that it takes a lot to keep me humble. So, finally, be persistent. You've heard this a million times already, and you can never forget the lesson. Don't quit, never give up. Set your goals. I haven't reached all my goals. I still hope to have a hole-in-one someday if I could ever get back out on the golf course on a regular basis. Set your goals, make them high, be persistent, and go after them. I was really interested to hear that in the Honor Society, lambda is the first word, and it was from Aristotle. And I was going to leave you with a quote from Aristotle as I closed. Aristotle, of course, a Greek philosopher. He lived from 384 BC to 322 BC, and he was a mentor. Almost 2,400 years ago, he mentored and coached Alexander the Great. So he was a pretty successful mentor. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit." So if we learn to do the right things over and over and over again, and we make a habit out of them, we can all look forward to leading a wonderful and prosperous life. I can't tell you how thrilled I am to be with you. Congratulations to all of our honor students. Thank you so much to my wonderful family for being here. And God bless you all. Thank you. That's great.
And with that, I would just like to say, be excellent. Thank you, Dr. Paquette, for your support. Congratulations, and thank you, Don, John, Lauren, and Lakeisha. Thank you, and congratulations on your scholarships. New members of the Honor Society, we will be in touch because we now know who you are, you know who you are, and we want to help you move the Honor Society to some new levels of service for both yourselves and the other students in the department. So congratulations for this evening. Thank you for this evening. I would like to thank in particular Meg Knowles and Nan Tremont for doing such excellent work in putting this event together. I would also invite you to enjoy the hors d'oeuvres that we have. They were prepared. Is Mary here? Yeah. Oh, Marion, no. Mary, who made the food. Mary Ruth Rera is our caterer for this evening. Until a few months ago, or maybe even less than that, she was the personal chef for Ralph Lauren and his wife. She would go from Buffalo to New York City 4 or 5 days a week and then come back here for weekends. She's the wife of one of our faculty members, Lou Rera. It's superb, so just enjoy and have a good time. Again, thank you very much. Congratulations to all the recipients of the various honors tonight. Thank you.